everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Everyday Whiskey. I'm Mike.
And I'm Dan.
And this week we are doing a wheated mash bill kind of comparison, honestly. Yeah, we're going to put them head to head.
Specifically, we have two sweet wheat mash bills, technically.
Yes.
So we obviously have the 1792 sweet wheat, which everybody knows, super allocated, hard to get.
Yep.
Can vary price-wise pretty significantly depending on where you get it.
It's this year's release, too. We haven't had it in Jersey in 2 years, I believe.
2 years.
Yeah,
I've never been able to get a bottle at any of the stores I've ever had.
Really?
So I've gotten bottle and bond, cask strength, and obviously you have your regular.
Yeah.
But that's what I've gotten. Oh, and single barrel.
Yes.
The white.
Yep.
The white liquor. But we also realized we own another sweet wheat.
Yeah.
So Wilderness Trail. It doesn't say sweet wheat on it. It says sweet mash, and it's also 24%. There's also 24% wheat in the mash bill.
Yep.
So in my opinion,
It's a wheated mash bill.
that qualifies as a sweet wheat.
Yeah.
And then just to round it off, so we have kind of like a high test version of this.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Rebel cask strength wheated mash bill. This is not a sweet wheat. It's a traditional wheated mash bill, but it's a good way to show what happens when you amp up the proof on a wheated mash bill. And we'll see, do we like it at the low end?
Mm-hmm.
And do we like it at the high end?
Yeah.
So let's get right into this thing. Let's start with the big...
We will start with this.
We normally don't like doing this when we start with a bottle that I'm sure everyone's going to click on this video to watch. So let's just get this out of the way. So please do three things if you're already watching this video. Please, number one, like the video. Number two, comment anything you'd like on the video. We really appreciate the feedback. And number three, please subscribe to the channel. That's the most important thing out of all three of the things I just listed.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so with that being said, let's go.
All right, so 1792 Sweet Wheat is one of 1792's limited time offerings. I don't know if they cycle it exactly every 2 years, but as I mentioned earlier, it's been 2 years since we've had it in Jersey. This is from this year's release. This is not an older one, so this is current. I picked it up. You could find it on shelves probably, I'm going to go aim wide here and say anywhere from like 60 to probably 100 and so dollars. I bought it for 60.
I would say 60 to 100 is like pretty realistic.
Yeah. So it's not crazy expensive, and it's not super difficult to find. I've seen it around other places, but it's definitely not as common as Foolproof and Small Batch. Those are like on the shelves.
Yeah, I could say like the chain that I work for, we really don't get a lot of the 1792 like limited offers at all.
So what differs is, obviously, it's a sweet wheat mash bill, so they craft this with sweet wheat instead of the other traditional rye mash bill. And basically, that just is used to deliver a more softer, smoother, well-rounded bourbon. That's, quite frankly, a really good sipper. I personally rated this really high. I liked it. Haven't had it since, though, because I've been giving it time to do its thing.
We didn't post any ratings, right?
Nope.
And I don't remember what you rated it.
I'm not going to spoil.
No, yeah, there's no point to say it now, but
no.
yeah, let's okay. So let's
I
get
want
into
to
this.
see if this changes. So.
I forgot to have a glass on the table. Drinking some High West cab finish before we started here.
And I gotta say, the bottle's growing on me. I was never really a big fan of the 1792 bottles. I don't know.
They're fine.
It's growing on me.
I don't think it's like my favorite looking package, but they're not bad.
They always, for some reason, remind me of like cologne or I don't know. It's just a weird looking bottle.
It smells like bananas.
It's got a very interesting nose.
It's like spicy bananas.
Kinda. Yeah, actually, you're right with the banana. It's like a fresh, like I would say more like a less ripe banana, like that. Like you ever have like one that's kinda green and it's like bit. Really fruity? Yeah, it's kind of like that.
No oak, surprisingly.
No,
it's like a nice general sweetness, the bananas, and like a little bit of spice. Even though it is a wheated mash bill, there is spice. It can be spiced.
It can.
Spice is a flavor profile descriptor. It is not indicative of rye being present.
Yeah. All right, let's go in.
Wink, wink. That's really good, man. It's actually vegetable.
Wow. It got better.
So there's no banana on the palate.
No, not at all.
But it's like herbal / like vegetal. It's almost like kind of, remember that Heaven Hill Black Label where it almost tasted like dirt, but in like a really good way? This is just a sweeter version of that, a little more defined.
I'm getting a little bit of that Swedish fish thing going on again, like red fruits, sugary, but not like, I shouldn't say sugary, because now people are going to think it's like
No, I get the red fruit thing. Like, there's definitely like some maybe pear.
Yeah, it's
pear,
interesting.
like fresh apples.
I really like it.
This is really nice.
And you know what? Normally I'm partial to higher proof stuff. This is just a standard 91 proof. But it is an awesome sipper. I mean, it goes down super easy. I mean, just like it says, smooth taste with gentle flavors.
Like this odd, like I said, there's like this odd, like slightly spicy tone that gets in the top of your palate. But it does dissipate very fast.
It does.
It's more of just like a compliment to the sweetness, so it kind of balances out some of the sweetness you get on the palate.
Okay, right here on the label perfectly describes it. Sweetness and dryness.
All right, so what we just said.
It's sweet and that's the best way to say it. It's like a sweet and dry.
Yeah, it's like sweet and sour, like chicken.
I really. Oh, now I'm getting. I'm getting a little more of the pear on the nose, like that pear banana-y scent.
A little bit. I can see the pear for sure, but the banana definitely stuck out to me for some reason. I'm gonna go. I don't know.
I'm still holding true to what I said.
I don't remember what you said, so
it was high.
I'm gonna go 8.9.
Okay, we don't have to do as bad math as I thought. I was gonna do about 9.4.
So I can meet you at a 9.2.
Let's do it. 9.2.
I think 9.2 is really fair.
I think it's
very good. And I can tell, like, and again, we're doing one glass here. But if I had the chance to sit down with this for like
an evening,
35 minutes to an hour, and like have like 3-4 glasses of this, I can see this turning quite easily into like a midnight.
Yeah, and that's what I think I originally said. So I came down a little bit, but I actually think it's developed well in the bottle since opening.
That 9.2, that doesn't bode well for the rest of the bottles we have here, because this we've not rated. I don't know how we haven't rated this. We've had this for a year. This has already been rated, but we'll get back to it. Maybe something changes.
Yes.
So, all right, let's get into it. The Wilderness Trail, straight bourbon, bottle and bond, sweet mash.
Oh, interesting.
So the nose to me is more like oaty.
Yeah.
It's a more bready nose.
Yeah.
It smells younger for sure, even though I believe this is like 8 years.
I don't even know how many years this is. I don't think there is a age statement.
It says it on here somewhere.
I'm pretty sure this is a NAS.
Barrel at 110 proof. It's bottle and bond, so it's 100 proof. It doesn't say 64% corn, 24% wheat.
Okay, that explains the nose.
That's probably the bright sweetness we're getting to it. And that's why it smells a little more youthful than what it probably
64% corn, definitely.
I think these are all 6 years. 5 years or 6 years, so I remember correctly. It's very... So here's the whole catch.
Wow.
When you go from this to this tastes flat.
It does.
It's very light, it's very flat. It's not bad, but it just something doesn't hold up here.
This like comes and goes.
This is higher proof too, though, so you think it might amp up flavor more.
Now, how much higher are we talking, though?
This is 100.
All right, so we're about 8, well, this is 91 too,
it's
so
91.5.
8.8 proof higher. I mean, you could tell it I don't know. It's good. I don't take my, ambiguity for anything bad.
This one's softer.
Good.
This one's softer for sure.
It's just for 100 proof. That's really fucking smooth compared to that.
I don't know. I think I would say our initial analysis was probably pretty good. At like an 8.1. I think that was probably.
I think it deserves that.
Yeah, I think that's fine. 8.1. I think we'll leave it there. We could have adjusted it here, but that's fine with me.
Yeah, because it's like don't get again. Like I know I seem like I don't like it, but it's very. I don't know. It's good without a doubt, but it's interesting. There's a lot going on. I don't know what to think. I can't really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely corn in there, I can tell you that.
Well, yeah.
I can tell you that. That's 64% corn.
There's definitely corn in this bourbon. All right, yeah. So 8.1 out of 10. We're going to keep it where it was at. All right, last bottle is going to be the Rebel Yell, a.k.a. Rebel. They changed the brand name. It's Rebel now.
Wow, is this still Yell on it?
No, the back says Rebel Yell, but the front says Rebel. So this is their Distiller's Collection. The Distiller's Collection is kind of exclusively for barrel picks. So this is a barrel pick from a store to not be named. Mm-hmm. And if you want to zoom in and you can find it, you can read it on the front of the bottle, but I'm not going to say it on the camera. But it's 113 proof, cask strength, wheated rye. This is what I personally dub a Weller killer.
Okay.
because you can get these for $50 on the shelf, or between 30.
Oh, price point.
Oh,
We never did that.
$55.
55. Okay.
Same price.
All right. So in the same wheelhouse. Yeah.
These you can get very regularly between like 40 and 50 on the shelf.
Yeah. Those I see all the time out in the market.
Yeah.
That's not hard to find.
All right.
Now.
Cheers. Last.
Again, the nose is.
This nose has more of like kind of a slight char note to it. I get more cola.
All the noses are fairly similar.
This is
They're
like
very light.
If I smelled this one, this would be the only one I would probably tell you confidently it was weeded.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Just
you
because
get a little bit of that.
This smells like charred caramel almost.
Yeah. I like how these gradually go up in proof too. Like this one, this is 8 higher than this, and this one goes up
now
14.
For 113, this is a very similar palate. It's got that vegetative herbal note to it, and it doesn't. For 113, there's no. It's so light.
That's what throws me off.
So I think that, like I said, this does an awesome job. Like
and black tea too.
Yeah, it's definitely, like I said, herbal, black tea, eucalyptus maybe. If you wanted to really stretch it, kind of like that bullet bourbon eucalyptus note you get.
Kind of.
It's a little spicier in the end, for sure.
I was gonna say, there's some kind of spice
it's
kicking
just
in.
It's just the heat, I think.
That's what I did. I think that's what it is too. It's weird. I don't know.
And then, like, keep going, because I think the fruit notes start kind of like... I said, I'm impartial, I guess, because I already went into this knowing that I like this.
I don't...
It's something I do buy.
I don't like the initial flavor.
See,
I don't really think I like most of it. I'm getting this weird cocoa, like cocoa nib, whatever the fuck they're called.
I get the cocoa nib, maybe a little bit, like cocoa powder.
Yeah, this weird taste to it. I don't know if it just.
I think we're gonna be pretty far off on this, so this is gonna be like it's not gonna win, but
I think I'm gonna be higher than you expect.
So, like, to me, all day, just for the sheer availability.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they usually are barrel picks, so they are all a one-off, so they all do taste a little different. This is one of my favorites. Okay. The only one that I like better is, like, is the one I sell. It's the one that we picked for our store. I like that a lot better than this one. I just haven't bought the bottle yet.
I was gonna say we gotta try it, and then
we'll do a side by side. So once this goes, then I'll fucking buy that at some point. But either way, yeah, for availability. And just just build on it. The fact that, like, it's such high proof, but it does drink much cleaner than you think it should, or you think it would. Man, this is hard. It's not gonna win, but I think 8.6 is like,
holy shit, you read my mind.
Yeah, I think 8.6 is like a really, really fair score.
I'm like teetering between 8.5, 8.6. So
I would say 8.6. I think if we've ever had an 8.6, this is an 8.6.
Yeah, like I said, it's not wowing me, which I know that's a high score, but it's also not disappointing me. So I'm like,
for me it's a wow.
I'm indifferent on it.
Yeah, for me it's a wow. And like the fact that you can pretty much find these every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is better than, like, I like this much better than Weller 107.
Oh, yeah.
Very easily.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying, that's why it's so high to me. Because, like, Weller 107 is not my favorite Weller, but it's definitely one of those bottles that people, like, freak out about. But this is actually much better to me.
No, I could agree with that.
And it's, in this state, it's $100 cheaper.
I'm not a big Weller guy. I don't know. Like, their stuff's good, but it's,
yeah, I don't know. Like, I like Weeded Mash Bills because, like, Makers is, like, one of my favorite distilleries ever. So this was fun.
Yeah,
it was kind of cool to see how somehow they started tasting lighter,
which was odd. Because they went up
as the proof went up. I don't know. That maybe if someone smarter than us knows the scientific meaning behind that, comment that.
The only thing I could
simple words for us.
The only thing I could think of is just this is so new, and these ones are both.
Well, it's not. This isn't that far gone at all. That's halfway down. But this one's not that far gone.
But I don't know. Something about you're right. Like as you take, like this was way more body and flavor to it than this, and then again than this. So
yeah.
These got light.
I don't know. Like I said, if anybody has any other feedback and maybe something that we missed that you guys picked up on, go for it. Please tell us. But otherwise, I already said what I usually say at the end of the video in the beginning, so I'm not going to say it again.
No.
So, the winner of this video is
1792.
Yeah, there you go. That's how that should work out. So 1792 Sweet Wheat, 9.2 out of 10.
Yes.
Awesome bottle. Really like it. Definitely going to be in the Whiskey of the Year bracket. Mike and I are still trying to figure out how we're going to pull that off.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, if you can find this even at $100,
just buy it.
Buy it.
It's really one of those bottles from, like, it's not, I guess it's not technically Buffalo Trace. It is Buffalo. It's Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's Sazerac. It's not Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's Sazerac.
It's Barton.
So it's Barton, which is Bardstown.
Okay.
So this is Sazerac owned. It's not Buffalo Trace. I fucked that up before.
Yeah.
So it's not Buffalo Trace. It's a Sazerac brand, completely separate. Yeah, that's it. Okay, everybody have a great one.
Cheers.
Bye.